Come here, Justina. Look at her. Completely different color. When she's going through shit, she's like black. But now she's like beautiful, olive color again. Look at that snake. She's real beautiful. We're gonna come right over here so we can check her out real quick. Look at her beautiful king cobra. Ophiophagus hanna, eater of other snakes. The king of venomous reptiles. A snake that demands respect in the world of handling reptiles, working around them. King cobras are one of the top tiers for handling. No one should ever attempt to do anything you see me do in these shows. Nice. See how she put it up at me? She started to focus on my body. And the reason she wasn't biting on the hands is because she's focused on my face instead of the hands that are holding her. So these are lace monitors. They're from Australia. Really cool species. They get over 6 foot. Yes, that's the fly river turtle, Finn. Big fan from all the... Oh, yes, that is Bridget. And yes, that is the new Egyptian cobra. Yes, those are the diamond... Yes, and these are the... Can you give me a second to explain what this is? What's going on, beautiful people? I'm back in the snake house here at the Everglades Outpost, about to take care of some wildlife. Just had to give these fans a quick tour. Give me 1 second. All right, well, it was a pleasure having you. I have to film now, so let me just escort you up. Yes, that's a mangrove snake from Southeast Asia. Go ahead. I really appreciate you pooping on my floor. Gives me extra things to do. No, stay together. Stay with the group. Stay with the group. Oh, you're working together? Get your friend out of here. Your friend's causing problems. You came here drunk already. You said no alcohol. Get out of here. Go. Come on. Go. Good, Steven. I don't care. Go ahead, Steven. Go ahead. I don't care if you eat them. Canadians, am I right? Alright, beautiful people, we're going to be taking care of Justina, my big, beautiful king cobra. Obviously not a rattlesnake, because that's not what we're dealing with today. So today we're going to be taking care of Justina. She's busted out of her old skin. She's been in shed for about a week or two. And I'll tell you what, she's been as cantankerous as ever. She's been trying to bite everything around her. So, you know, I haven't been wanting to handle her. Also, I've been taking the past 4 days to let my hands heal, because after catching that 13-foot crocodile, lassoing it freehand, it jerked the rope, took all the skin in my hands. But hey, at least we caught that croc and no one got bit, because that was a pretty hairy day. If you go back and watch those videos, I had a cubic crocodile throw me over its back onto its head. And I'll tell you what, I didn't know jiu-jitsu that day, but I sure damn learned how to do some Naruto hand movements you didn't see. Wait, is that Dragon Ball? Is that Dragon Ball Z? Pay attention! Is that Dragon Ball Z? Comment below, please. I don't know. Everyone calm down, please. We're about to mess with venomous reptiles. I need you to take a deep breath. Deep breath. Tranquila. There we go. Very nice. Let's get started. Alright guys, so if you come close, you can see that Justina has popped out of her old skin. It's all over the place. Broke off in a couple big chunks. Not a big deal as long as she doesn't have stuck shed. That's the #1 thing we don't want, because if she has stuck shed, it's going to escalate to something worse. We don't want that. So as you can see, dirty inside the enclosure. There's grease up on the glass from her rubbing her face up there. There's poop on the walls. We got to give it a good clean her water ball out. Give her a nice bath, let her soak, because it's been quite a while since we've done that. So let me get my keys out. We're going to pop this little lady out. She should be a little less cantankerous than the last few times I've seen her, because the last few times she was going through shed. So when they go through shed, they're a lot more defensive because they can't see. And when you can't see, things are a lot scarier, especially if you're an animal that has no arms. Come here, Justina. Look at her. Completely different color. When she's going through shed, she's like black. But now she's like beautiful, olive color again. Look at that snake. She's real beautiful. We're going to come right over here so we can check her out real quick, because we haven't had her out like this in a while. It's always good to bring out the snakes, give her a good look, make sure there's no problems with their scalation. Oh, relax. Make sure there's no problems with their scalation. Don't go under there. Hear her growling right now, letting us know what's up. She's not messing around, but she's not a bad animal. So you can see, the minute that I hang out with her, and I let her know that I'm not trying to hurt her, I don't put any pressure down on her spine or anything like that. I just gently let her ride throughout my hands and support the animal, versus any other motion that would be aggressive or something that would make her feel threatened. Because she knows when I touch right on the backside, on that spine. They don't like it too much. I'm being very gentle. It's causing her to hood up, flare. Let me know that she's not too happy. She's growling a bit. Oh, look, she's checking out the camera. What's going on, beautiful people? Haven't seen Justina in a while, haven't you? It looks like she's still got a little bit of cobweb on her face from when she went underneath all that stuff a moment ago. Relax. Relax. Just trying to get that stuff off her, get her nice and clean, because we don't want the queen to be all dirty. She's a beautiful king cobra. There we go. Look at that. Big difference in coloration versus Kevin, my Malaysian king cobra. You see that beautiful olive coloration, and her chevrons, those white bands, are completely white with little hints of yellow. Whereas Kevin, he has beautiful gold chevrons. They're like the sun. Beautiful snake, look at that. King cobras, they are my favorite species of snake on the planet. They deserve the utmost respect. And they're an animal that's extremely intelligent and completely on a different scale or different level when it comes to snakes and snake behavior, just because they do things that are so bizarre compared to other snake species. For example, a female like Justina, a female this big, out in the wild, would use her coils to collect bamboo leaves to create a nest. And just like a crocodile, she would hang around that nest until the babies hatch out, and then she would defend those babies with her life for the next couple weeks. So just like a crocodile, a mother king cobra would be very defensive of their young. So they have maternal instincts, which makes them very fascinating and makes them so much more different than other snakes. Plus the fact that they can growl, which is what she's been doing for the past 5 to 6 minutes or so, growling at me, letting me know that she's not too happy. But the more I hang out with her, the more she realizes I'm not becoming a threat to her. Oh, see that? The second she focuses on me, she's thinking, oh, I don't like that at all. I don't like what this guy's doing, huh? Relax. See how she put it up at me? She started to focus on my body. And the reason she wasn't biting me on the hands is because she's focused on my face instead of the hands that are holding her. Gotta be real careful because my fingers right here on this hand don't bend too well. So I'm just letting it ride throughout, not using any of my flexibility on those 2 fingers. So I just gotta make sure I let the animal ride throughout my hands. But notice, now that I've hung out with her for 5, 6 minutes, she's not tame. She's not tamed down completely, but she has started to calm down, realize that nothing too serious is going on. She's not hooding up too much. Oh, she's paying attention to my boots. She's like my boots too much. All right, guys, we're gonna put her inside the can. Let her get a nice soak of water, a nice bath for the beautiful female king cobra, Justina. You can hear her growling. You ready? We're gonna go inside now. Ooh. There we go. Perfect. Ooh, try to get out that time. Nice and smooth, putting away a female king cobra. She's probably around 12 to 13 feet right now. Good sized snake. She's a beast of a king cobra. And like I've said before, if you guys would like to help support king cobras on the wild, help a conservancy program, help a conservation group that does nothing but fight for king cobras, check out the King Cobra Conservancy, link below. Awesome conservancy that fights for king cobras out in the wild, studies them day in and day out, following them out in the wild, figuring out everything we need to find out about them to protect them properly in their ecosystems, and take that evidence and bring it to local governments to bring more protection. Whew. That's a mouthful, but go check it out, King Cobra Conservancy. We're gonna let Justina soak, we're gonna clean her enclosure, so let's get to it. All right, beautiful people, I've got some shed right here. As you can see, there's a lot in here, big chunks. And I haven't had some king cobra shed in a while. And even though it's not a full shed, I think these belly scales are so big and crazy to look at. I think I'll keep this shed skin here at the outpost, so if there's a fan of the show that comes and gets a tour, they can maybe take home some king cobra with them. You know, a king cobra that can't really hurt them. A king cobra that maybe they can just they can touch it. It's real nice. You can't bite them. Name it Justina Jr. Look, it's Justina Jr. You want to give Justina Jr. some milk? Hey! Stop, still breastfeeding, gotta be careful of that. Stay. Alright guys, as you can see, the glass is actually very nasty. It's got grease all over it. Well, not grease, but lots of juices and poops on the glass from her painting. Also some blood from the python she ate last, her rubbing up all that python juice against the glass when she would eat. So we gotta clean all that up. We got more shed in here, so don't worry, there's more than one chunk of king cobra shed to go around. We'll make sure we keep a couple chunks for the guests. And then let me see, take out our tortoise shell. More skin under there. There we go, get out all that skin. We're probably gonna have to do a nice deep clean in here. Water bowl needs to get nice and clean. We have to do that. Lots to do. Not too much poop. And she's definitely due for feeding now that she's out of that old skin. We're gonna give her a nice sized python. We'll be feeding her this week and she'll engulf it like nothing. And you guys will get to check that out. You know she's a beast when it comes to eating her pythons. If you guys aren't familiar with the channel, the reason we feed pythons is because here in South Florida, we have invasive Burmese pythons. They're not native to South Florida. They're introduced throughout the pet trade back in the day. We have them everywhere. There's so many to a point where you can't rehome all of them. They honestly just get collected like crazy. People get a price for each python they catch from the programs they work with. And a lot of the times they can't use the pythons for anything else. So they'll donate them to me, and I get to use that python for food for the king cobras. King cobras are found in Southeast Asia, so are the Burmese python. Naturally, king cobras eat the python, so it's a win-win for me. I want to keep doing stuff like that here in South Florida. I want to use my wildlife in the future to help get rid of a lot of invasive species like feral pigs, lots of invasive fish. We have iguanas that are constantly being killed. So all these different animals that are being killed and the bodies are being disposed of, there's nothing to do with them. Guess what? I'll have a big park full of crocodiles and snakes and all types of animals that would love to eat those animals, especially feral pigs. Crocodiles love feral pigs. Look at this. This is the bottom jaw of Justina. Perfectly put together except for that little hole in the center. So you can see the complete bottom jaw that came off when she went through that shed. First chunk of skin to come off when they shed. The face, the jaws. Let's see. It looks like we've got a majority of what's in here out. Let me just get these little bits back here. Got another bit of scale right there. Look at that. Look how big the belly scales are. And this is only a female king cobra. Females don't get nearly as big as the males. You know Kevin's 15 feet. How you doing, Kevin? You know Kevin is 15 feet long, but Kevin isn't even a huge king cobra. They can get to be 18 feet long. Think about that. An 18-foot king cobra. Think about the size of its head. Its head would have to be around that size. Imagine the snakes it could eat. It could probably easily eat a 10-foot reticulated python. It could eat a 6-foot water monitor out in Southeast Asia. You never know. That's why king cobras are so impressive. They are a modern dragon that still lives to this day, and that's why they're so badass, and that's why they always have captivated my attention. And I think that's why they've captivated all of our attention here on this channel. So, if you love king cobras, definitely keep watching these videos, but definitely, if you have some cash, I want you to donate to the King Cobra Conservancy because they could definitely use our help. I want to keep seeing king cobras in the wild, and I want my future generations to be able to see them, and I want the generations after that to be able to see them, and then the generation after that, I don't know if they're cool. Yeah, them too. Everyone should be able to see these king cobras. Generation after generation after generation. We lose too many species every year. Hundreds and hundreds, thousands of species every year go extinct because of forced destruction, because of medicinal use. So many ridiculous reasons we lose unique wildlife on our planet. So that's why we need to come together and realize why they're so important. These snakes, they're so important. Like, have you not been paying attention? Look at this anaconda, he's so cute. Why are anacondas important? They manage all the rodents down South America. They manage the capybara populations and wading bird populations. All these snakes, all these different animals you see on our planet, they all serve a very specific purpose in the food chain. When you take that link out, the food chain falls apart, where it's like a pyramid, a stack of cards. You take that one card out, we're screwed. That's why we need to protect everything around us. So, it is very important that you pay attention to your ecosystem, your local governments, the world you live in. Because if you're not, you're too busy playing with the TikTok video. Oh, let me dance like this, let me dance like that. Why don't you dance for conservation, huh? Do the crocodiles rumba for rumba. You know what I'm saying with the Cubanos? I dance a little bit, he throws me over his shoulders, I dance back, and I do a little twist. And that's how I stay alive. You know what I'm saying? All right, enough of that. Let me grab some Starbucks sweet tea. All right, guys, we got the glass up, good to go. Move this mulch around, we got all the poop out of there, all that nasty stuff, and we have the best, the finest, the most exquisite. No, not yet. You sneaky son of a goose. I will show you. Hey! This is the This is the freshest H2O. Think and look at that. You wish you could get your sneevering lips into my bowl of water, don't you? You wish but you'll never get my fresh H2O. Not even if you take a private tour. Alright, beautiful people, we're going to get back to the King Cobra. What we want to do is get her hide back inside the enclosure. She's got the freshest H2O already set up, ready for her to go. We just flip that shell around town, just how she likes it. Make sure everything's good, no debris in the track, keeping it from closing. We want to make sure that door closes when we want it to close. Alright guys, we're going to be putting Justina back in her enclosure. Let me just get this one off so we can take her out. She's been soaking for about an hour, plenty of time to hydrate. Look at her right here. What is going on, beautiful girl? Hey, look at her, she's hooding up, she's posturing like crazy, not messing around. Relax, look at her. That is a beautiful king. Oh, a little bit of water coming out. Let her slurp that down. Look at her, beautiful King Cobra. Ophiophagus hannah. Eater of other snakes, the king of venomous reptiles, a snake that demands respect in the world of handling reptiles, working around them. King Cobras are one of the top tiers for handling. No one should ever attempt to do anything you see me do in these shows. Look at that beautiful snake. And if you guys aren't familiar with my show, I've actually known this King Cobra for a number of years. Where are you going? You gonna bite yourself? Don't go over there. I've actually known this King Cobra for a number of years because this is one of the first King Cobras I worked with to get my license here in Florida. So I actually worked with this King Cobra when I was 18 years old with my good friend Justina. Oh, relax. Which is who Justina is actually named after. Because Justina, I thought that would be a great name. So there's Justina, she's looking good. She's one of my best hooding Cobras, or my best hooding King Cobra. Because she'll prop up like crazy. If I actually give her the opportunity, let me actually get in front of her so I can show you guys. It's okay. Look at this. She is a fantastic hooder. I'm using slow motion to gather her attention. She's focused on my boot. But as you can see, she's reluctant to want to stay and fight with me because all snakes, they just want to get away. They don't want anything to do with people. Let's get Justina back inside the enclosure. There she goes. Nice and easy. She's gone through a perfect shed. Looking beautiful with that olive cone, with that olive tone. Let's close this up. Perfect. There we go, Justina, the female King Cobra. I hope you guys enjoyed. There's plenty to do today. I'm going to be cleaning a lot more enclosures. I'm going to be cutting my anacondas. So I'll see you on the next one. Stay beautiful, stay safe, but most of all, support your local conservation groups. Check out the King Cobra Conservancy. Donate if you can. Check it out. I love you guys. Stay beautiful, stay safe, but most of all, stay gangster.